Welcome back to Travel Partner Official. Today, we're taking you on our most thrilling journey yet. We're heading to a place where mountains touch the clouds and the air is crisp, home to the world's tallest zipline. I'm both excited and a little nervous to take this leap. But that's what adventure is all about. Join me as we prepare, take flight, and push our limits for a view and a feeling you'll never forget. Imagine yourself right here with me, the wind in your hair, the world unfolding below. This is what Travel Partner Official is all about, making you part of the adventure. Ready? Let's begin our story together. Our day began long before the first rays of sunlight touched the peaks, as we set out in a sturdy 4x4, headlights cutting through the pre-dawn darkness. The air was crisp and filled with anticipation, every bump in the road a reminder that we were leaving the familiar behind and heading into the heart of the mountains. With each hairpin turn, the world seemed to open up a little more. Deep valleys yawned beneath us, shrouded in morning mist, while ancient forests clung to the slopes. Far below, tiny villages dotted the landscape, their lights twinkling like distant stars, hinting at lives lived in harmony with these wild surroundings. Our local guide, a lifelong resident of these mountains, filled the winding journey with stories, tales of legendary explorers, local folklore, and the unique traditions of the people who call this place home. His passion for the region was infectious, turning every mile into a living history lesson and making the drive as unforgettable as the destination itself. Outside our windows, nature put on a breathtaking show. Waterfalls tumbled down sheer cliffs, their spray catching the early light. Eagles soared effortlessly overhead, riding the mountain thermals, while the rugged landscape stretched out in every direction, raw and untamed. It was impossible not to feel humbled by the sheer scale and beauty of it all. When we finally reached base camp, the energy was electric. Adventurers from every corner of the globe had gathered here, united by a shared sense of excitement and curiosity. Laughter and stories filled the air as we prepared our gear, each of us eager to take on the challenge ahead. After a warm welcome and a quick snack to refuel, it was time for the next stage of our journey. We boarded a cable car, hearts pounding with anticipation, knowing that the final ascent would bring us closer to the top of the world. As the cable car glided silently above deep gorges and treetops, the true scale of the mountains became clear. Peaks stretched endlessly into the horizon, and the world below seemed to shrink away, leaving only the vastness of the landscape and the thrill of the climb. The quiet ride up offered a rare moment of reflection. Surrounded by awe-inspiring views, we each took a breath, soaking in the beauty and the silence, knowing that soon the calm would give way to the adrenaline rush of adventure. At the summit, with the world spread out beneath us and the wind in our faces, we knew the real adventure was just beginning. The journey had already changed us, and the best was yet to come. At the launch platform, safety came first. The expert staff explained every piece of gear, harness, helmet, trolley, and brakes, answering all our questions. Getting suited up, the instructors checked every strap and buckle, making sure we were secure. Their calm professionalism eased my nerves and built my confidence. We practiced the correct body position and learned the landing signals. A hands-on demo showed us exactly what to expect. Knowing the process inside out replaced fear with excitement. With my gear on and instructions clear, I felt ready for anything. The team's attention to detail made it clear why their safety record is flawless. Now it was time to step up and take the leap. Standing on the edge, I felt the wind tug at my clothes, the world below stretching out in every direction. The valley seemed to go on forever, a patchwork of green forests and winding rivers, all dwarfed by the sheer height of the platform. My heart thudded in my chest, echoing the distant rush of water far below. The zipline itself looked impossibly long, a thin silver thread suspended between two worlds. I watched as others stepped forward, their faces a mix of fear and exhilaration. One by one, they launched into the open air, their laughter and shouts trailing behind them as they disappeared into the sky, swallowed by the vastness. The anticipation was electric, almost tangible. My hands trembled as I gripped the harness, feeling the cool metal press against my palms. Inside, fear and excitement battled for control, each heartbeat louder than the last. I closed my eyes for a moment, focusing on my breathing. Slow, deep inhales, steady exhales, trying to calm the storm inside me as my turn crept closer. When I opened my eyes, the view took my breath away. Layers upon layers of blue and green mountains stretched out to the horizon, their peaks lost in the haze. The forests below looked like a living sea, shifting and swaying in the breeze. And for a moment, I forgot my fear, lost in the beauty of it all. The guide's calm, reassuring voice broke through my thoughts. He explained the safety procedures with practiced ease, checking my harness and gear one last time. His confidence was contagious, and I felt a surge of courage as he gave me a thumbs up, signaling that everything was ready. With a sharp click, the trolley locked onto the cable. The sound was crisp and final, a promise that there was no turning back now. My hands tightened on the handles, my pulse racing with anticipation. The guide leaned in, his eyes kind and encouraging. "Are you ready to fly?" he asked, his words both a question and a challenge. I nodded, unable to find my voice, but my determination was clear. Every muscle in my body was tense, but I was more ready than I'd ever been for anything in my life. I shuffled forward, toes curling over the edge of the platform. The world seemed to pause for a heartbeat as I took one last deep breath, filling my lungs with the crisp mountain air. This was it, the moment of truth. With a final push, I launched myself into the open air, surrendering to the thrill and freedom of flight. Time to fly. The guide gave a final thumbs up. 3, 2, 1, go. My heart pounded in my chest, every muscle tensed in anticipation. The world seemed to pause for a split second, the air thick with excitement and a hint of fear. I took a deep breath, feeling the harness snug around me, the reassuring grip of the guide's hand on my shoulder. In that moment, I realized there was no turning back, only forward, into the unknown. I launched forward, not falling but soaring, the platform vanishing behind me. The sensation was unlike anything I'd ever felt, weightless yet powerful, as if I'd suddenly grown wings. The ground dropped away and I was suspended in midair, propelled by nothing but gravity and courage. The rush was instant. Wind roaring, adrenaline surging, a shout escaping my lips. My senses exploded with the thrill, the cool air whipping past my face, the sound of my own laughter echoing across the canyon, the wild, unfiltered joy of letting go. Suspended between mountains, I was no longer just a traveler. I was part of the sky. The vastness around me was humbling, the peaks stretching out in every direction, the valley below a patchwork of green and stone. I felt impossibly small, yet more alive than ever. The fear melted away, replaced by pure exhilaration. Every worry, every hesitation vanished in the face of this wild freedom. I let myself laugh, arms outstretched, embracing the moment with every fiber of my being. The world below shrank to a blur of green and silver, the canyon vast and awe-inspiring. Rivers snaked through the landscape, trees swayed far beneath me, and the sun glinted off distant rocks. It was a view reserved for birds and dreamers. Every sense was heightened. The hum of the trolley, the force of the wind, the endless horizon ahead. I could feel the vibration of the cable, the steady rhythm of my own breath, the pulse of adventure in my veins. I was flying, truly flying, between earth and sky. The sensation was pure magic, a blend of speed and serenity, as if I'd slipped into a dream where anything was possible. The clouds drifted past, close enough to touch, and the sun warmed my face. I glanced down at my hands gripping the harness, knuckles white at first, then relaxing as confidence took over. The world felt limitless, and so did I. The leap of faith had become a moment of absolute freedom. I realized that sometimes you have to let go to truly discover what you're capable of. The fear that once held me back was now the fuel that propelled me forward. For those seconds, nothing else existed. The world was reduced to the rush of air, the blur of scenery, and the steady beat of my heart. It was a rare kind of stillness found only in the midst of motion. I was weightless, fearless, and alive. Every doubt I'd carried up the mountain was gone, replaced by a sense of accomplishment and wonder. I felt like I could do anything. The landscape rushed by, but time seemed to slow. each second stretched out, filled with possibility and awe. I wanted to hold on to that feeling forever. This was the adventure I dreamed of. It was more than a thrill. It was a reminder of how extraordinary life can be when you step beyond your comfort zone. And it was even better than I imagined. As my feet touched down at the end, I knew I'd carry this feeling with me. This memory of flying, of freedom, of truly living long after the ride was over. As the adrenaline settled, wonder took over. I relaxed into the harness, soaking in a panorama no camera could capture. The mountains felt like companions, the forest below a living tapestry. Waterfalls, hidden pools, and drifting clouds surrounded me. For a moment, a bird soared alongside, two travelers sharing the sky. The world was both immense and intimate from up here. Time slowed, letting me savor every second of this magical flight. It was more than a ride. It was a reminder of how beautiful and fragile our planet is. This was a view and a feeling I'd never forget. Suddenly, the zipline dipped and my speed soared. The wind roared, the ground blurred, and I felt a wild, exhilarating freedom. Arms outstretched, I embraced the rush, completely exposed to the elements, completely alive. The engineering behind this ride amazed me. A single cable, a marvel of design, letting us fly. The ride was smooth, the trolley humming along as nature and technology worked in harmony. All fear was gone, replaced by pure joy and empowerment. I was conquering the world's tallest zipline, and it felt incredible. This was more than an adventure. It was a celebration of courage and wonder. I wanted the moment to last forever. The landing platform grew closer, guides waving me in. The zipline's gentle upward slope slowed me down, the wind fading to a whisper. A guide caught me smoothly. "Welcome back to solid ground." Relief washed over me, but pride and joy were even stronger. I'd done it, faced my fears, and flown across a canyon. Looking back at the distance I'd crossed, the sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. My group cheered, sharing stories and laughter, a bond forged in flight. Unclipped and helmet off, I took a moment to breathe it all in. This was more than an adrenaline rush. It was a confidence boost and a memory for life. I felt strong, grateful, and ready for the next adventure. What a day! Conquering the world's tallest zipline was unforgettable. It challenged and inspired me, showing the beauty of our planet and the power of courage. This is what Travel Partner Official is all about. Real experiences, lasting memories, and sharing the joy of discovery. I hope this story inspires your own next adventure, big or small. If you enjoyed flying with me, subscribe for more journeys and inspiration. Join our travel community and say yes to new experiences. The world is waiting. Go explore, be brave, and stay curious. Until next time, happy travels and see you on the next trip.